Welcome everybody and a happy new year, and I wish you all the best and a lot of inspiration, floral inspiration for 2025. And we start off really well with Morgan-Douglas Nuth, and he has a surprise for us because he's working with the Pantone Color of the Year, Mocha Mousse. I'm really excited and curious what he's going to make because I don't think it's the most easy color in flowers. So let's quickly get him into the live stream. And there he is. Welcome.
Hi,
How are you? Happy New Year.
I'm I'm really well, thank you. Happy New Year, John.
Wow. So Mocha Mousse, the color, Pantone color of the year 2025.
It
That's
is.
something special.
It is. I mean, it's not a color you really think of in flower, with flowers, but I think it's a really great complementary color. I think it's great for almost every occasion throughout the year. Um, and I personally drink mocha every day. You know that.
Yeah, I know
And
that.
I and I think mocha just covers all the chocolate tones, the caramel tones, and so many things that I really love to work with. So that's why I chose it. But yes, John, it was a challenge.
Yeah, but it's also a challenge for the people where you order your coffee to fulfill your order. Just tell me one more time what's your order when you order your coffee.
My mocha order is a grande white a grande mocha, blonde roast, wet, no cream, 2 shot syrup, 2 shot caramel, and it goes on for quite some time.
So
But
great.
it's the way I like it.
Yeah. We already got the first people in. Sally Hardy is saying, hello, all you magical people. Happy New Year to everyone from
Hi,
Berkshire.
Sally.
We've got Vicky in as well. I'm looking forward to seeing Morgan and his designs. Happy New Year to you all.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, thank you all for joining and let us know where are you from, where are you watching this show. We've got Kirsten Van Dijk coming in as well. Happy New
Hey,
Year,
Kirsten.
Kirsten. Welcome. So Morgan, we've been talking already a lot, but I
Yeah,
think it's time to start to show your fabulous designs.
it is. So, well, thank you very much. So the first one I'm going to be doing is a Malteser, a chocolate Malteser vase
Yeah.
with this framework that I have constructed out of wire. So it's a wrapped wire, has a very rustic feel to it.
Yeah.
And inside I've used, now Christmas has just happened, and of course you often get skimmia that's coloured. And I know that soon after Christmas, when there's some left, it's often a really good price, but don't ever discount it because one, it lasts really well, and two, this colour, this rose gold, works seamlessly with the caramel and mocha tones that we're doing today.
Yeah.
So in this particular vase, I'm going to a simple design. It's all about the frame and the structure, and I really encourage people to, because often you can use less flour with a really interesting structure, which means that you can upsell and show your skill as a designer. So I'm simply only going to be adding some lovely clematis. This
Yeah.
is Pirouette, this one. I like the Pirouette because it's a really nice dark, thin, it's not too invasive. And then this really lovely caramelly, slightly pink tinge Cymbidium orchid. That's all I'm going to be putting in this one. So let me do that and maybe we can have a little chat.
Before you start, Morgan, can you show a little bit of a detail of the frame with your phone?
Of
Morgan
course.
today is all in one. He's the master of multitasking today because Morgan is in London. John is at home. He's enjoying his free time, I think. Let's hope he's enjoying it. And there we are. Let's see. So is it rustic wire that I see, Morgan,
A
or
rustic wire which I have just gathered up and crunched up and then made into a circular wreath style, so keeping the center open. I'll show you the underneath. and it's just attached with some really strong wire underneath.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's all you need to do. It's quite a simple process, and then it's just a mass, taking away all the leaves, of course.
Yeah.
Taking away all the leaves off, so it's just the colour that I want, and it's that very delicate, small, pretty look that I want on this one.
While you start, I will just jump in and show you some of the comments, because there are a lot of comments coming in. We've got so many. Let's start. Judy is saying Happy New Year, everyone. Yorkshire, UK. Manja Abus is saying best wishes for everyone from Venlo, the Netherlands. Mindy Characters is saying Happy New Year, Morgan, and all the Flower Circus team. Geertje is saying hello, and Kennedy.
Hello, Peter.
Wow, there are more and more people coming in. Max Hurto is saying Happy New Year.
Hello, my lovely Max.
I missed some people there as well. Yeah, here we have good morning from Calgary, Leah Romanovsky.
Oh, Leah, hi, darling.
Anne is in as well. She's saying hello, Flower World. So excited with the first show of the year. So
hello and welcome. Thank you for joining.
Wow. So you're doing this circular as well. Oh, you're putting them now in the middle as well.
Yes, I'm putting them in the middle, just threading them through, because clematis is one of those really lovely things. If when you work with it, some more than others, but pirouette is very good. It's quite a malleable stem, so it has some give in it. So if you have a really strong base and you need to thread through, it allows you to manipulate the stem with great ease. Now, not all flowers give you the ability to do that, but pirouette certainly does. So you're able to just thread through. Another reason why I've taken all the heavy foliage away, so to give me the ability to be able to thread with great ease. So as you can see, I'm just popping that through there.
It's such a great flower, and I mean, finally the clematis is there as a cut flower. It took a while with breeding.
Yes, and it's one of the often people say, "Oh, I grow that in my garden," and absolutely, you probably do. I do as well, but it doesn't last from the garden as well as the ones that are grown, horticulturally for the cut stem industry. They last much better, and I find that you can, you use them in a design, and you can guarantee the longevity. That's why I love clematis, and it's so whimsical. It has that lovely dancing movement to it.
Yeah.
So.
And more people are coming in. Karen Messi is saying, Happy New Year, kisses.
Happy New Year, Karen, my lovely Karen Massey.
Katie Bonder is in saying, Happy New Year to everyone.
Oh, hello.
We've got Jackie Jones in saying, hi, Leah, Max. So there are people are
saying
each other as well in the chat, which is really nice. Magdalena saying, Happy New Year to everyone. Greetings.
Oh, Magdalena, hello.
We've got Annette in. Annette Tonnessen, Happy New Year from Herning, Denmark.
Hello.
Wow.
Thanks for joining.
Katie is asking, can we get a close-up of the design? Like I said, Morgan is multitasking.
I'm actually going to be finishing this off with the last bloom, and then I will give you a nice quick close-up. Of course, what we don't want to do in something like this is cover up all that lovely colour with the skimmia. It's a base colour in this particular design. So what I want to do is make sure that we're not covering it. Another reason why I chose pirouette clematis, because removing the foliage from that as well means that it's very airy, it's very light, and will still really showcase the lovely skimmia underneath.
Yeah, and I didn't really see it, but the cymbidium you're using,
yes,
it's color enhanced, as they say, or painted.
I think this one is one of the color enhanced versions. Let me pop it in here, and then I can give you a little close up.
There we go with the close-up. 1 second, then I'll get it. Yeah, there we are. And it's wow, it's really nice design. With here we can see the cymbidium. It's color enhanced. It's a special technique to do this, and it's special orchids. It's the only orchid grower, cymbidium orchid grower in the world who has this painting technique. The funny thing is, when he sent them out, you didn't see the color, and it takes up to 48 hours before you can see the colors.
Like this one, because it's just the veins that have
Yeah,
really taken the color, and I just thought that was a beautiful texture and works so seamlessly with that rose gold color, you know, sort of mockery color underneath.
it's really beautiful. I like the design. It's a great start of 2025, I might say.
I hope so. I hope it is a great start.
Yeah.
So that would be my top tip, certainly for if you are a florist. I'm just going to grab something. Go with me.
Yeah. Then I will continue because so many people are coming in. We've got Amy in saying hi from Estonia. Jill Pedersen is saying Happy New Year. Sorry I'm late. Don't worry, Jill. I think you just saw the end of design number 1. Hello, kisses from Lizzie.
Let's see which one.
Yeah, the one and only Lizzie.
The lovely Lizzie Newcomb. Happy New Year, sweetheart.
Amy is saying Happy New Year. And then we have Curry Walker saying Happy.
Hey, Kerry! Oh my goodness, what a full show.
Hello, brother. Looks great. Jimmy England.
Oh, hello, my lovely brother. Hello, brother.
We've got very Happy New Year from Anja Torvinen. We've got Caroline Crab in as well.
Oh, here comes trouble. Caroline Crab, I might have known she'd be in.
From your faves in Cornwall. Jackie saying, Jackie Johns, gorgeous.
Just like you, Jackie.
Great work, brother Jimmy England.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for this fabulous opportunity to see Natina from
South Africa. Hello.
Kirsten is saying, sorry, Morgan, just got a lot of reactions and I want to go through them.
That's fine, of course.
Combination of textures and contrast. Do the growers use plant-based dyes? Yes, they do, Kirsten.
They absolutely do, yes. Which is why often the dye is limited, because obviously there's not a full range, but they're growing all the time.
Yeah. Gorgeous. Vicky Hees is saying gorgeous. Gorgeous colors, textures, and space. Love it.
Thank you very much, Vicky.
Berg Floors is saying Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And people are saying hello to each other as well. So it's really nice to see people talking with each other also in the chat. But I think for us, it's time to move on to...
I think it is. So design number 2. So would you like me to use the camera, John?
Yes, please.
Okay, so.
And then I will go there. Yeah. So tell us about the base.
So the base is actually, so my neighbor has a log store and I saw this piece and I thought that's a really good shape to be able to, so this is actually a piece of a coconut bark.
Yeah.
Which I have then adhered with a couple of screws to the wooden base so that it gives the ability so that it's really nice and strong. I have used in this particular design the ocean pouch.
Yeah.
You can just see it in here so that everyone knows, anyone that knows me knows I am totally in love with the ocean pouch. It's a fabulous product. I use it a lot. Certainly in something like this, because it means I don't have to line, because it has such little water seepage. So for this, I don't need to line the container, even though the bark wouldn't allow any water to escape. And in here, I put this lovely cappuccino coloured roses. And because I'm using some of the terracotta lisianthus, the bud is always green, so I've chosen to use some of the green cymbidium to pull that colour through, rather than sometimes removing the green tips. I've decided to enhance that. So I'm going to be working on this piece here. All right.
And the nice thing with the Rosanna terracotta is that it has so many colors. You say the green buds, but in the terracotta color, there's some purple, and there's it's a great flower to combine with
It
others.
really is. Underneath it has a pinky peachy tone, hence why I'm using this lovely peach gerbera here. I wanted to have something that, so you can see, even with a very soft, gerbera is a softer stem, how easy that was to place into the ocean pouch.
Yeah, and it holds if you use very heavy stems or wooden stems, it really holds well as well.
Well, yes. So I did one of the second time I used it. In the Flower Circus show, I decided to really challenge the ocean pouch because I'm still trying to find something that it can't do, and so far it has certainly been so resilient. It has held up to its expectation, because it didn't fail me at all. And in fact, it held very strong Strelitzia stems.
Yeah.
And heliconia stems. And I had every faith that if that was during, using that, and it was during transport, it wouldn't move. It's really good. I know I've said it before, and I've mentioned it to Kirsten, that actually, when you place a stem into the ocean pouch, it's like there's a tiny little hand inside giving it an extra grip. So, they're horses for courses. There's all sorts of different mechanics you can use out there, and depending on what you're doing, choose your one wisely.
Yeah. If you want to know more about the ocean pouch, go to newagefloral.com, where you can read more about the ocean pouch. It works great, sustainable. You can't get a more sustainable product or a base to use. newagefloral.com, you can check out more about the ocean pouch and also order them online.
So I've just added the gerbera into here.
Yeah.
Now, one of the reasons I did this, again, because I just think that every florist should always showcase their skills, make something a bit fun for their shops or their social media, do something that isn't the norm, because it will let people know. If you don't showcase the fact that you can do something different, you're never going to sell it. Yeah. And it's one of those things that can often grab attention to help increase everyday sales. So that's why I'm doing this particular one.
It's a story I tell a lot of times during the shows that we do on location as well, where there were 4 flower shops in one street, and the one flower shop just buying something crazy every week, and people just came in and asking about, okay, what kind of crazy thing do you have this week? And 99% of all the customers left with their normal bunch of tulips or roses, which they buy every week. But there was always somebody who said, okay, this is really crazy, I want to have it.
Absolutely. And this is so, obviously I had retail stores for 25 years, and I always tried to have something that I thought would never sell. Just never, just one of those totally showcase. And quite often it would be a case of people coming in and wanting to show their friend or photographing it. I actively encouraged it because it's free marketing, let's face it. Yeah. They put it on their social media and they scream about you because they're local. But what was really lovely was, on the odd occasion, people would go, I just have to have it. I just have to. It's so different. It's so fun. And that really encourages you to make sure that you can do some, just to have a go at doing something a bit different. And it doesn't make your life, everything's so mundane. You get caught in a trap, don't you, of doing the same things all the time. And it appears for us, not for the consumer, to be a little bit boring. For us, we just feel, this repetitiveness. So to do something different is always good for your soul and really great for your customers.
Yeah, 100%. We've got Anita in saying greetings from Amsterdam. Wish everybody a happy new year.
Hello.
Kirsten is saying it feels like tea in the Sahara. Nice to see the pouch. And she has one thing that the ocean pouch can't do. It can't sing. Don't worry, Kirsten. I heard Morgan sing as well. He's like the ocean pouch.
I don't think anyone really wants to hear me sing, but I like singing.
Yeah.
Hello, Ivan.
Oh,
I
and
just saw Ivan come in.
great news. I wanted to announce it a little bit later, but for the March show, Ivan will be the designer.
Yeah.
He won't be alone there. He will be with Claudia. So we've got two designers.
Oh, wow. Two fabulous designers.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. But that's in March. Who's going to be in February? I will announce a little bit later because we've got a really interesting topic as well for February. We've got Laura in. Laura Jones is saying hello. We've got Ludmila in saying hello from Minsk. Happy New Year. And Laura is also saying Happy New Year. Egle is saying greetings from Lithuania. So I think we've got people from all over, not only all over Europe, but from all over the world as well.
So,
wow.
My mocha inspired. I love the shape and the flow and the movement of this. And especially, obviously, the bark is very coconut, those earthy tones, those mocha tones, once again, really featuring in this particular design. So,
can you give us a close-up as well, Morgan?
Sure, absolutely.
There we go. Yeah. Now look how all those colors really nicely blend.
Yeah. With the, really, with that lovely dried pampas as well in there.
Wow. What do you do with the pampas that it doesn't fly all over the place, Morgan? Because I've seen people working with pampas grass and it flew all over the place.
Yes. So, one, buy good quality. So buy good quality. If you cut it from the garden, then a little bit of hairspray sometimes work. It helps the longevity, but doesn't fully drop the stop the drop. Often you're covered in it and you look like a Yeti. But just buy a really good quality, one that is horticulturally cut and stored in the correct temperatures, and then it will last and really, really, really well. But a little dash of hairspray sometimes can do the world of good.
Yeah. So we've got more people in. Rosemary is saying, I said people from not only from Europe, from all over the world. And she is watching from South Africa. Wow, nice.
Hello, hi.
Elvia Carrasco is saying, Happy New Year, dear Morgan.
Happy New Year, sweetheart.
And Laura saw you weren't reacting on her, so now she's saying, my surname was Bellamy. Now you probably...
Yes, hi. Oh, she's adorable. I worked on a project in Chelsea with her. She is an amazing florist. I love her.
Well, you heard it, Laura. Super pretty, Jill Patterson says, Happy New Year to you all from Rosemary Blair. Hendra Gauss is in as well. Happy New Year from hot, sunny South Africa.
Right. Hot and sunny. I'm very jealous. It's -2 here today.
Oh, yeah. We've got plus, 7 or 8 here, so we're doing okay. Amazing. Kirsten has a tip as well. Mist with diluted honey for the pampas.
Oh, I forgot that one. That's a great one as well. Yes. That also works.
Claire is saying, gorgeous as always. The flowers are fabulous too.
You are a sweetheart, Claire. Thank you.
Wow. Well, I think it's time to go to number 3.
Number 3. Yes. So for this particular one, shall I use the camera, John?
Yes, please.
Okay. So for this particular one, I have created a frame out of aluminium wire because I wanted it to be quite pliable and I wanted to be able to manipulate the shape. but I did run it through a drill first just to tighten the cells up in the aluminium wire to give it a little bit more rigidity. And then I popped through this this white flat wood that is also malleable, so then I can make and encase the whole thing. So, and then it gives you the ability to be able to thread through the outside as well.
And some fabulous scabbiosa there as well, I see.
They are gorgeous scabbiosa, yeah, and obviously some that lovely yellow. That's also, you know, sort of really bordering on the caramel tone, towards that caramel tone. This lovely Lysianthus from Luft. I have lovely friends at Luft. It's such good quality. I just don't. I very rarely will go anywhere else for my Lysianthus because you can always guarantee the quality. And look at that lovely frilly, gorgeous head on this one. I just had to have them. Again, something quite simple, but this is showcasing the framework as well as the flowers. It's a symbiotic relationship between construction and florals. Just a few on the inside as well as the outside to give a little bit of lovely movement, quite delicate. And the caramel coffee colour is going to come again from a nice dark chocolatey coloured cymbidium. So I'm just going to finish threading these through.
Actually, that's the natural color of that cymbidium.
Sorry?
That's the natural color of the cymbidium.
That's a natural one, yes.
It's called masala.
It's very, very nice indeed.
And for the people who think, okay, it's mocha mousse, what should I do? Which other colors combine well? Check out the website of Pantone, and there you see the colors which really go well. And let me just show you here as well. So here you can see almost in the middle the mocha mousse, but there's also the cornflower blue, which really goes well. The willow, gardenia, cobblestone. So here you can really see how those colors complement each other and how you can combine it with other flowers to make this trend color really work.
There is so many. I mean, as much as we both said, actually, this is quite a hard color. When you start blending those with really lovely, earthy, organic, you know, lovely, soft tones, there is actually quite a lot of choice to get a beautiful mocha combination. I think actually sometimes Pantone, you know, we always look at it, we always try and see what it is. Sometimes it's a color that doesn't always work brilliantly with florals. And even though it may not be a natural one mocha, it's certainly one I think that's going to feature really, really well in 2025.
Yeah. We've seen the early tones already coming up a bit, or not a bit, quite a lot during weddings.
Yes. Yeah, well, I think this is a perfect wedding colour.
Yeah. Katie is saying, I love the Lysianthus. Lucht Lysianthus has so many different varieties. You should check out their website as well, and at luchtlysianthus.com.
A lovely new wedding one as well, isn't there?
I mean, they've got so many so many varieties, over 30 different varieties. So there's always the color that you want. And what I think is really important, especially if you're doing events and weddings, there are so many different tones of pinks as well. So you always hit it right with the perfect pink tone there as well. Because I think you had some bridezillas in your shop as well back in the days.
Always. Actually, I think the worst weren't always the brides, it was the bride's mothers. I think sometimes they were the ones I feared the most. But, you know, I get it. It's their special day. You know, they want it to be perfect. But I think sometimes they forget that, you know, good florists do it, you know, flowers all the time. And they think that what they're having is really different and unique. But a good florist will always make it really special. And this is another reason why, if you have something a little bit different and fun in your shop, it emphasizes the fact that you're a really good designer. So it reinforces that notion to your brides and customers in general that you have the ability beyond gifting.
Jimmy England is saying, really love that combo flower and material. Annette is
Thanks,
saying, really
Jimmy.
love your workshop. There's more to come, Annette, so it's... and Kirsten is saying, wonderful weaving and nesting.
Yes,
And just,
and you can see these
wow.
colours really coming together. And I'm just finishing it off with a little light touch of this populus, this eucalyptus populus berry, just for a little bit of whimsical fun to really finish that off. And I shall tie it. And then it will be this design also finished. I will be sharing, obviously, pictures later on. Is that right, John, as well?
We will have all the pictures posted online on our social medias. So if you don't follow us yet, click on the like and subscribe button, because there's so much content coming, and not only from Morgan, but all the other Flower Circus designers as well. We visit growers, so if you want to learn more about the product, just go to flowercircus.nl, our YouTube channel, our social media, other social media channels like Instagram and Facebook. I think it's a great inspirational place where you can find so much information as well. And also, I almost forgot, and I think that's one of the amazing things after the show, is our lookbook. Our lookbook can be downloaded from our website, so from the previous shows. But also, if you register on flowercircus.nl for this show or the upcoming show, we will send you the lookbook. You will get a reminder before the show, but you will also get the lookbook with all the designs made by the designer, and also the ingredients which he or she used. And I must give a big compliment to Anna, who's making those lookbooks. They really look fabulous. Leah is saying beautiful texture and contrast. So it's a really great design, and you're already up to the next one.
So I'm not going to show you the close-up of this one quite yet, because there's a bit of a surprise in this one. But I thought Valentine's Day is coming up. So I wanted to do something that was not only Mocha inspired, but is a really great idea, again, for social media, to showcase something a bit different for Valentine's Day. So,
when, as a florist, did you start to advertise about Valentine's Day, Morgan?
As soon as Christmas was over, the first week back in January, Valentine's was up. I'm shouting about it.
And why is that?
Because it's great for SEO, of course. To have, make sure it's on your Google listing, make sure it's on your social media, that all the metadata is there, and to remind people, because it creeps up really quickly, and to get those pre-orders in. So contact your customers that have ordered with you before, get that reminder out there ASAP.
Yeah, I think we have so many things to do nowadays that we just forget about those obvious days sometimes. And if you remind them well before, and maybe give them an extra discount if they order well before, then you know how much work you will get. You know what flowers.
Sometimes it doesn't always have to be, I think a discount, or maybe a box of chocolates, or some free delivery, something like that is always a really good thing. But also, you can always consider giving a little bit more than, or not having to give something away every time, but having the. I'm just thinking of how I'm trying to say. It's difficult. You need to make sure that your customers are reminded that you're present, you're there all the time, not just for special occasions as well, so that you can link it with things like Mother's Day, which soon for the Brits comes up quite soon afterwards, and maybe there's a deal if you book early. But yeah, keep that momentum going, and it should be constant all year round, really.
Yeah. We've got a question from Sally.
Yes.
Maybe even more people want to know, where's the puppy?
She is asleep, actually. She is asleep. It was just really fortuitous and great timing that she fell asleep about 5 minutes before the show went on. I fed her, and then she had a nice fell asleep, and I'm leaving her there.
Yeah.
Maybe we should come and say hello at the end.
Yeah. Katie is saying, we talked about the lookbooks. She's saying, I so much appreciate these lookbooks. I saved them for inspiration. It's really nice to hear, Katie.
Good, because that's exactly what they're there for, and I'm glad that you love them.
Yeah. Bravo, Morgan. Great design from Ivan.
Thank you, Ivan.
Yeah.
That
So I
means
see
coming from him, because he is one of my idols, along with Artie Lira and many others, and Greta, and of course Max, because he's just amazing. But yeah, no, we are. That's lovely of him to say so.
you've been to him, right? Last summer.
Sorry?
You went to Italy last summer.
I did, yes. I was in Leverano. It's an amazing event that happens the last weekend of May, beginning of June. It happens in Leverano. The whole town basically is taken over with a huge flower festival. I was invited last year. My goodness, it was one of the loveliest experiences I've ever been. Great food, great coffee, amazing flowers, but more importantly, some amazing and beautiful people. I loved every second. I felt so honoured, and I really hope to be going back there this year.
Oh, wow. If, you talked about Artie Lira, and Artie is you're stuck in a snowstorm over there.
Oh, he is, I know.
Hopefully you can get out soon, Artie. And Ivan is saying, John, I'm waiting for you too this year. So, okay, well, check my agenda, Ivan. I would really love to come as well. So, and don't worry, I will ask Morgan not to do karaoke.
No, that's the condition. If you go, we have to do karaoke.
Okay. Yeah, with Morgan last year, yeah, we didn't only do the online shows like with Flower Circus. A lot of people know us from the online shows, but we travel a lot as well, various exhibitions. So we will be at My Plant and Garden. Ivan will be there as well in our stand. We will be in Kazakhstan as well in April. You will be there, Morgan.
I will. Yes, I will be in Kazakhstan again. I loved it. What a great place.
Yeah, we will be in France this spring as well. That's going to be with Max. So we're gonna go some places as well this year. And if you want to see us live as well, and you are a wholesaler, or just advise your wholesaler, or bring us in contact with your wholesaler, and who knows, maybe we come to a wholesaler or a place close to you, so you can see us live as well.
Yes, my goodness, it never stops. There's so many wonderful things, sort of happening. We did loads last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
And even more happening this year.
We've got Artie is saying, at least some action thanks to Morgan. Hope the battery will last. It also depends on how quick Morgan is, of course, with his designs.
I will be as quick as I can. This one is almost finished now. The reason I did this one in this particular style is because I wanted to keep it light and airy. I also just want to pop one more in there, making sure that every tube has a flower in. I wanted to make sure that it was light and airy, all the foliage removed again, showcasing once again it's made on a wooden base.
Yeah.
Making sure that every flower has the ability to be seen, to showcase. It's, it has movement. It should be fun. But I thought this was a great design for Valentine's Day. So the test tubes are just placed on a wire and then a small hole drilled into the base.
Yeah.
Just in a single line. So you can see that there's, from the circle of wood, there's actually an empty space at the back and at the front. But what I thought would be really, if you could have some red roses in here, but I wanted to go with pink and this red tone because I felt it went really nice with this dried beech here, that mocha colour, of course, and the wood is mocha. But what I've done is, for Valentine's Day, I've added a lot of chocolates onto the front. So it'd be great for social media. Maybe you could do it with a box of chocolates or a glass of champagne for your social media, and then add chocolates to the design in the box maybe, and send these as a gift. It's a great table centre. Add something really different that you wouldn't normally see. Maybe you do it as a limited edition, just 5 or 10 limited pieces, and once it's gone, it's gone. But that item there, and we'll do a quick close-up for you.
Yeah, it looks really amazing. And I like the price in there. There we go. So where did you get the birds from, Morgan?
Outside the front of my house, actually. So yeah, there you go. Some really lovely chocolate and coffee flavoured chocolates. The design
really nice,
very airy and light
with some
all the way through. You can see how the test tubes are placed in here, just drilled into the piece of wood, giving a really nice, fun, floaty, dreamy, romantic mix. 1 or 2 really nice big heavy red roses in there would be fabulous on Valentine's Day. Great for social media.
Yeah, perfect. Really love it. Vicky is saying as well, perfect. Kirsten is saying grounded chocolate. Gregory is Sobi and Gregory is saying that would look delicious in my lounge. I think it would look delicious as well in my room, only for 5 minutes, and then all the chocolates are gone. Gary Walker is saying, great idea. Can you explain one more time how the test tubes, how did you apply the test tubes, Morgan?
A test tube?
Yeah.
Really nice, strong 1.8 gauge wire.
Yeah.
Cut it to about half, at least 50% of the test tube length, with about 2 centimeters on the bottom. And then just tape it with brown tape, mocha of course, brown tape for Oasis, around the tube, putting the wire, adhering it onto, drill a very 1.5 drill piece hole, and then you just simply place it in. It takes seconds to do.
Yeah, but it gives such a great effect. I mean, it looks amazing.
So this is my next piece. I'll show you a quick close-up.
Yeah, 1 second. We're both doing many things at once, so there we go.
So this one has got uptones. So this was actually inspired by my Christmas table centre, actually, because I really love pine cones. I've done quite a few weddings featuring pine cones, because look at that. When they're upside down, we always see them in the normal way, but when they're upside down, look at that amazing geometric shape that Mother Nature's made. I just think they're gorgeous upside down. I like them showing their bums up because I love that texture and shape in there. I've used some red skimmia, the cymbidium, of course, a lovely pink, soft pink tone rose to complement that caramelly chocolatey mocha colour of the orchid, some willow, and of course one of my favourites, the Lisianthus terracotta. There's lots of terracotta Lisianthus displayed all the way through there.
Yeah, and just look at the different stages of the terracotta, so it changes colours throughout.
It does, and even with that little pop of green on the end, I like the extra dimension. So there we go. So that's what I've got in here. Now to complement the pink rose, I'm going to use again some of this lovely pink scabious again.
Such an amazing. It's a really is a base simple, but it's a nice container.
It was a lovely container. It was a container I got while I was working down in Eastbourne with the lovely Nikki hat bouquet in Eastbourne, and I saw the container. I loved it, so I made myself something for Christmas, a Christmas table, and it's just too lovely. I just thought that lovely rich red colour would work so well with these chocolatey colours. So I've reused and reimagined the container.
And the nice thing is, I think with all your designs, you make it really airy, just with a couple of flowers outside, no, not outside the design, but outside the frame, for example, with the white.
Yeah, just to, to really exaggerate. I mean, it's creating optical illusions.
Yeah.
With flowers is so important. Now, of course, this is a very massed design. Overall, this is a very heavy mass design within the container. But to really then exaggerate it, I've used the top of the cymbidium in its full, so to give some heaviness here, and to exaggerate lots of this lovely cut willow, so this contorted willow, to really just exaggerate it, because the illusion is that it then looks a lot bigger than it truly is. And a consumer will look at all of it, not just the flower. So creating that illusion is really important in retail. And then also making sure you showcase every stem and every flower, especially when it's as beautiful as this scabious. So I've also, in this container, I have used once again the ocean pouch.
And then you can see it even works with the big stems of the cymbidium.
Absolutely, I had every faith that that was going to work seamlessly for me again, and have the ability to hold. See how, even that soft stem of the scabiosa, I can feel once I'm touching it, just push it through that really lovely like black silicone base, and it glides through, glides in. I love it.
You're really playing with the colors here, and I can't wait to see the pictures as well afterwards in the lookbook, but also on our social media channels, because these designs look absolutely fabulous. And I think it's really nice when the Pantone color comes out as a florist to challenge yourself and think, okay, what can I do with it? How can I implement these colors, show something new to my customers as well?
Yeah, and and I think also a little bit of me thinks if it's not just florists, consumers will look under because it's everywhere on social media, isn't it? Let's face it, the Pantone color of the year, and if you let your customers know that you're considering what the Pantone color is, maybe you want to do a small collection that features the Pantone color. Why not? Because then you've got the ability to be able to potentially up your SEO if someone's searching for it. And if you've got that Pantone color, it means that you're on trend. You're not just sitting there playing with flowers. Actually, you're researching, you're a professional, you understand what the trends are, and you're keeping up with them. It's really important to let your customers know and shout about it. Don't just do it, but really shout about the fact that you are really, really on trend.
And I think that's a lot of things that people forget. They make a nice bouquet, and it takes quite a while, a nice arrangement. But just take that extra 30 seconds, 1 minute to make a great picture of it as well, and put it out.
So there we go. There's that one.
Wow. It already looks amazing. I can't wait till you show some of those details again as well, Morgan.
Yes, well, I can't wait either. I'm going to pop this one down because this is the last one, John. This is number 6. Didn't that go really quickly?
went really, really, really fast.
It really, really did. So for this last one, I thought, why no? For anyone that knows me knows how much I love Cymbidium. I love orchids in general. Cymbids was always one of my favourites when I was in retail. My shop's favourite as well as mine, just because of their longevity, their versatility. You can break them down, you can use them in full stems. There's so much you can do with them, and the colour range. I love Cymbidium, so why not really go crazy with Cymbidiums? And this was my last design.
Can't wait. Well, Meryl is in as well, saying Happy New Year, you guys. Looks fantastic. Thank you, Meryl.
Wow. So I might get the camera for this one, John.
You better should get the camera, because this already looks amazing.
So I have got some willow from my garden, so some straight willow from my garden, and I've made a wreath. I just bound it with some copper wire. You can see the copper wire that I've used here.
Yeah.
Okay, so keeping in with the mocha, colour, even the wire, the mechanic is keeping in trend. Made this frame of willow, which then sat on top of this gorgeous, lovely vase, which I must say, thank you very much to my lovely friends at Lily's Flowers in Lightwater, because I went and I saw them yesterday and I saw that vase and I went, I must borrow it. I have this idea. I was immediately transported to this idea. So I placed the willow base on top of there. There's a hole in the top, which then I placed some water and threaded through some more pussy willow to be able to secure the base. So the pussy willow goes into the actual hole. And then I wrapped it around here, which then secures it on top. And then rather than using any foam or any other mechanic, I've simply just placed woven through some soft ruscus, some 80 centimetre soft ruscus into the water, and then wrapped it round, which means when I place the flowers through, it's got a natural base to secure on. 2 varieties of Cymbidiums in here, this lovely dark chocolatey colour, and the more caramel one as well.
Yeah,
giving an overall look like this.
It looks amazing, really.
Well, I love.
I mean, already the reactions from the people is like, Hendra just said that was my favorite, and now she says, "Oh no, this one is even better." Rosemary is saying, "Wow." Kirsten is saying, "Loving this." Morgan, Katie is saying, "Oh my goodness." Carrie Messi is saying, Karen Messi is saying, "Stunning." We've got Karen Lindsay in as well, saying, "Beautiful."
Karen Lindsay, hi.
Yeah. Miro is saying, "An underestimated flower, the Cymbidium, such gorgeous colors and many ways to use it, and so
many.
Indeed,
so many. Example." And people sometimes are put off, by price, but don't ever underestimate your consumer. Don't underestimate their pocket, because actually, one really beautiful stem of Cymbidium, perfectly showcased with not a lot, just beautifully wrapped sometimes, can really make that sale. Especially if you tell the story of, well, this is going to last, a really long time. So you're getting so much more added value than just what is on the box, and it's the unusual. So having something that maybe the supermarket doesn't have, or or your local flower stall or something, do something that's fun, a bit daring, because I guarantee you your customer will love it. And if you don't always sell them, because we don't always sell all the flowers, but if it's sitting there, do something with it. Showcase it on social media.
That's the whole thing. And also a whole stem. Just take the lower flowers off, use them as singles in a bouquet. So then it's For a single stem, people say, yeah, maybe it's expensive, but if you work wisely with it, it's going to make you a lot of money because it's such an exclusive flower for people.
And a great talking point, so people will buy it and they will come back time and time again because they eventually get to know that you're that florist that does the really nice, unusual bits as well.
Yeah. And by using Cymbidium, which you don't often see or almost never see in a supermarket, you can price it in a different way as well. As for roses, people, not always, but people are looking, okay, the roses over there in my local supermarket are priced lower, or they can't compare. So, and especially,
I mean, people will always compare. You know, I would always have customers that would compare, but I also had customers that knew that there was a difference. But we always remember the bad ones, don't we? We never remember the good ones. So don't, you know, and educate them. Talk to your customers. Tell them why you're different and why you do what you do. It doesn't have to be, you know, the red rose that they just see a red rose is actually bigger head, longer stem, often sustainable. You know, research the company, you know, people you're buying from, the growers, understand their story, get them, use their story to your advantage.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree more with you, Morgan, there. And I think it's with the Cymbidium, but every flower has a great story to tell. And I think that's our unique selling point as florists, that we can tell that story as well.
Yes. Yeah, we really should. We should be magicians, storytellers. We need to be, you know, everyone thinks that if you run a business, you know, you have to be the SEO, the pot washer, the HR department, florist, everything. But actually, you should also be a storyteller. And, you know, the more stories you tell, people actually not only learn from it, but they understand that you have a great knowledge and that you're invested in this wonderful world of flowers that we're in. And often they go and tell other people those stories too. And when they tell those stories to other people, not only can it get you business, but it's once again that free marketing, that advertising, that you can't pay for. Also, just within this design, where there will be some close-ups later, but I've taken some dried hydrangea from my garden, which has gone brown, and it's dried that colour. Once again, that really chocolatey colour, and I've buried it within the willow base, okay?
It's really nice that you can use those things from nature now, that it's wintertime, at least it's wintertime in Europe, and it's really, really wintertime in Estonia with the snowstorm that
I know.
moment. But those brownie colors, perfectly for the Mocha Mousse color.
They do. They work, but yeah, they do. There's a lot out there naturally calling you, saying, "Use me. I'm the perfect Pantone color."
Wow. It's a really amazing design, Morgan. And I would like to know from the people who are watching, what's your favorite design of today? What's today's favorite design? I love this one, but actually I love all of them. What I like what you did today, Morgan, is you made so many different designs, different styles, and all with, as a starting point, the Mocha Mousse color.
Yes, I think, you know, I try to do something, you know, obviously my passion, my love was always retail. So I always try and think a little bit about how this could be commercially viable, but also you have to have that balance of having something that's also inspirational, and that's not the norm. I would always surprise myself that once I finally sort of got that into my head as a business person, that to have something that was unusual and had a story or showcasing, you know, excessive over the top, I was always really surprised that actually sometimes people buy it. And it was just such an eye-opener. I thought, God, I wish I'd have done it like 30 years ago. It was 25 years ago that I'd have just sort of adopted that. But you don't. You have to be scared because pennies matter, but you have to be sensible with the money and creative with the design.
Yeah, I think, Morgan, to be honest, if you get a customer in and they pick their own flowers and they ask you to make a design with it, you're sometimes, not sometimes, most of the times probably, are surprised the combinations they pick.
Yeah, sometimes you think, oh God, this is horrible. And then you put it together and think, oh, actually, I quite like this. It can be quite nice. And that's always the challenge because not everyone likes the same combinations. And one man's silver is another man's gold. So be prepared to be surprised by your customers.
Yeah. Talking about which one was the favorite, Sally says all of them. Sandra Abbott is saying the last one. And we've got Rosemary saying this one for me, stunning. Jimmy England is saying love number one. And the last one, Vicky Hees is saying adore them all, difficult to choose. But I'm going with the final design. Natia.
Why not? I mean, go big or go home, right?
I love the test tube design and the one with the creamy tones. So you can see so many people, so many different tastes. It's difficult to choose. It's good that you showed so many different designs.
It should be about inspiring each other. Us florists we get, but many of us get we sit in shops and we don't see each other much. And this type of online show we're so lucky to have because now we can sort of inspire each other and I actively encourage people to take not necessarily the entirety of this, any of the designs, but use elements of them and adapt them, change them to how you want them to be and make them work for your business. But what I do really, really insist is that you go away from today, one, you try and think about the Pantone color, and two, you just be brave. Be brave, be bold, make 2025 the year where you do things confidently and differently.
We say it every year, this is going to be the year. I think Morgan gave us more than enough things to work with, more than enough inspiration here. Also, the colors, we know, okay, we've got the terracotta Lysianthus from Lucht Lysianthus, which works beautifully. We've got the brown tones from the Cymbidiums, from Special Orchids, and he can even color enhance them. So you even get those other colors. During the Christmas show with Tiffany, we even had some blue ones there as well.
So that design with Tiffany was amazing. It was lovely. She always makes nice things.
Yeah, but she was so in shock when she got the box.
And that does happen. You get things, you think, what will I do with it? And like we said with the customers, if you get, maybe that's something else that we could all sort of encourage each other to do, is to go when you're buying your flowers. And we wanted to say a special thank you to Fleuromets today.
Yeah.
Because that's where I got my stuff. They were really kind, made sure it was all ready for me. So thank you very much to Barbs and Ian. But when you're going on any of your wholesale sites to buy your flowers, or you're visiting, maybe challenge yourself to buy something you would never normally buy. Maybe that's how we can be bold and have fun.
For the next show, on the 7th of February, we've got a two-time Belgium champion. We've got Stefan van Berlo.
Oh, wow.
And the theme is going to be 4 weddings and a funeral.
Hey.
So that's going to be interesting as well. And on the 7th of March, like I said before, we've got Ivan Berg and Claudia. So we've got...
Oh, I can't wait to see that one.
So you can see that Flower Circus kicks off 2025, not only doing shows in Holland, but we're traveling all over Europe. And we're even talking with some designers from outside Europe as well to do those online shows, to give you more inspiration from different points of views, as well because I think every designer should have his own autograph so that you can say, okay, this is a really Morgan piece or a Tiffany piece. And as a designer, if you pick something from Morgan, get something from Tiffany, Geertje, or doesn't matter which designer, and make it or transform it into your own, I'm 100% sure you will stand out as a florist.
So shall I show you a quick close up with the camera with this one, John?
Yeah, yes, please. And then I will, yeah, there we go.
Okay, so
Wow. There's so much happening in this design. And it makes it really light as well with the astrantia and the
yes,
Lucientes.
really playing, with if you move this, you'll get a lot of movement with the astrantia. So, it's quite whimsical again, but, even using the cymbidium, which is very bold and brassy, you can still have some fun. So that.
The combination of the bigger flowers and, for example, the gerbera, which is just a point of a plate of one color.
Sort of burying some of them, so height, depth, texture, burying some of those in there as well, so that they're not always obvious. It's quite inviting, so when you look in, you can see all that lovely caramel color.
Wow, it's really beautiful. Judy Walker is saying, Watker is saying, love them all, but the last one is spectacular.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Miro is giving a tip as well and saying you can easily make these ideas in a smaller version that's better for you, or put them together, have one big piece and then some smaller pieces around as well.
Of course. I mean, you can make the willow frames yourself if you have time, but of course you can buy them as well. You can make miniature versions, and that's the perfect example of taking inspiration from something, whether it's upscaling, downscaling, or making it your own. So
yeah, wow, Morgan, thank you so much for showing those six wonderful designs. I mean, I learned so much again, not only from your designs but also the tips and tricks you gave me and us during this last hour. And I think, not I think, I want to thank Lucht Lysiantes. I want to thank Special Orchids. I want to thank Flora Metz as well, Barbs and Ian for helping us spreading the love of flowers to everybody out there all over the world. And I want to thank everybody for watching, and I want to give you the final word for today, Morgan.
Oh yeah, final word. I think I'll just reiterate what we said earlier. So I hope everyone has an amazing 2025. May your tills ring full. May you be inspired, but be bold and have fun with flowers in 2025.
Thank you all for watching, and see you in February.